are welcome to this edition of I Am, where it's all about marriage. Again, as my usual practice, I've brought another special couple to come and inform us about how they do their own things in the relationship and marriage to enable them enjoy the bliss they are enjoying. And I guarantee that you have one or two things to learn from them. Stay tuned. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, ma.
Please, can you introduce yourselves to us?
My name is Naomi Sani.
Okay.
And my name is Joseph Sani.
You are welcome.
Thank you, ma.
For how long have you been married?
Married 8 years. 8
Wow.
years, yes, ma.
And from the way you are smiling, marriage is good. So what do you do for a living?
Okay, I'll go first. Okay. I'm a food entrepreneur.
Okay.
And also I'm a software quality assurance engineer. So
Wow.
I wear two hats.
Wow. And you, sir?
So for me, I'm an IT professional. IT professional.
So I'll start from this question. I know that by the grace of God, you are a comfortable man and you can conveniently take care of your family. So why do you permit or allow your wife to work when you can take care of everything?
Okay, thank you, Mommy, for that question. So I think it starts from the way our marriage started. So after we got married, both of us were working. So then I was in another sector entirely. But my wife has always been in the hospitality industry. She loves the hospitality industry, cooking. So the culinary side of it. So then after a while, so I mean, the volume of the work for me really grew. So for her, even when we had enough that could take care of her, it's not going to be easy for her to leave what she was doing because it's not because of what to eat anymore. It's about passion, and it's about passion and fulfillment. That's the word I'm looking for.
So, please let me interrupt you. Our working is not about the earnings. Our working is because she derives fulfillment from what she does.
Yes.
She's passionate about cooking and culinary activities. She loves what she does. And because he loves her, he doesn't want to take that fulfillment away from her. You know, one side of marriage is about being selfless towards one another. Some people will say, oh, because I can afford it, just sit down and take care of the children. Forget about what you are doing.
Yeah.
Everything is not about money. She needs to find fulfillment also.
Yes.
It's not only about you. And I appreciate that fact.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
So the next question is, there was a time I had on the show a couple where the wife was the one working remotely.
Okay.
And I asked her how she coped and was still coping. So now you happen to be the one working remotely.
Yes.
How does that affect your productivity vis-a-vis parenting, availability as a husband and co, since they can see you at home?
Yes, ma'am. So, I mean, very good question. So, recently I moved into the office, but I worked remotely for about 6 years. So I just moved this year.
So what was the experience like?
So, the same thing. So, it's the structure of a marriage from the beginning. From the beginning, I mean, I'm a kind of person that was given to work. So when I was not working remotely, I'd had office at home. We had that negotiation. So, okay, I'm going to have a room for my office, even before the remote work. So by the time I started the IT work, working remotely, it wasn't as difficult as that. So because, I mean, there is that working time. But it comes with challenges when the children were there, they don't want to care, they are banging. So once in a while, we have that. But for her, it was easy with her. But with the children, I mean, they had to grow. They had to understand that, no, that is working. But with it, it's not perfect. They still don't care. Yes, ma'am.
So how do you make time for the children?
Yes, so I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, because the high tea work is sometimes could be unpredictable. The nature of sometimes I work late into the night, but I try to meet up when I don't have much demands. I just come out, or they come into the office, they play, we go out. So I think it's not perfect, but I try to make up time when there's not much load.
Can I chip in something?
Yes, please.
I think one of the challenge also of working at home is sometimes it tends to overwork. Like overwork, because you're working from home. There's no need
Closing
for you to.
time.
There's no closing time. There's no need for you to. I'm closing now to
go
go home. So sometimes it tends to overwork, like you said, working late into the night, and so that's one of the challenges too of working remotely. But productivity, I think there's no. It's been good.
So some things I picked from what he said was, number one, at the point of answering every question, I noticed he was saying from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the beginning. So if you are getting married, I would advise that everything you expect to play out in your marriage should be appropriately discussed before you enter into the institution of marriage, so that there will be clarity. The expectations will be put in proper perspective, and the chances of friction will be greatly reduced.
Yes.
The second thing I picked from it is that he might not be available every time, but he gets to make up for those times
Yes.
when it's not available.
Yes.
The third thing I want to talk about is for people working remotely, just like she said, it is easy to get carried away.
Yes.
Because there's nothing like, oh, I'm closing to go back home. You are in your house. So you just feel like I'm around them. You
Yeah.
can be around them without being around them.
100%. Yes, ma'am.
You can be present without being available.
Yes.
Yes.
So please, I would advise that if you are working remotely, kindly structure your work time, the duration of your work. And please adhere to it. Maybe you set alarms or whatever you want to do in order to ensure that your family is not being neglected. You carry them along, so that when you make the money, there will be happy people to spend the money with.
Yes, ma'am.
The third question I'm going to ask is that I got to know that you married as a virgin. So how did you make that? By the way, how long did you date or court?
I think she will know better.
2010,
To-
and we married 2017. That's 7 years. Yes. 7
Are you getting a PhD, doctorate degree or something?
No, we started from school,
From the university.
from university.
So how did you manage through 7 years and you did not get to touch yourself sexually?
Okay.
That's a very good question. So let me try then.
Okay.
She's going to add to it. So, so at the point when I think our friendship was even longer
Please
than
let
that.
me interrupt you. And you see that all this slang that there are no virgins out, there are no more virgins out there, everybody is doing it. It's not true. It's not everybody that is doing it. You can decide how you want to live your life and stick to it. Don't get carried away by the everyone is doing it slogan. We came into the world independently. Make your decisions, what works for you, and stick to it. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow the bandwagon. Please continue.
Yes, so our friendship is even longer than that.
Wow.
So our friendship is about 10 years before we got married, but dating was 7 years. So I was a leader in church, so we met in church. So she came in, and the environment where we were then, the church we were, it's like an anomaly. The structure, dating was not allowed. So it was like an anomaly. I can't be seen. So when we started dating, even though our pastor was aware, we can't be seen everywhere. So we started at 300 level. When I was in, I think you were in 300 level, I was in 500 level. So it's okay. When I was going for IT,
IT,
yes,
400.
IT. So we didn't see. Even though we're dating, we didn't see.
And there are times that we're not in the
We
same.
were, most of the time, we're not
Geographical
in, most of
location.
the time. So when I got to 500 level, I left the school, she was still in the school. So within that 7 years, maybe if we were together, maybe for 3 years, the rest of the 4 years was when I went on service, she went on service, I went on IT, she went on IT.
So those 3 years, when you are around one another, what do you do?
So maybe let me allow.
Okay,
Go
so
for that.
I'm going to pick it from where it stopped. I'm going to say this. I would also say that we had our struggles.
Definitely, we
Yeah.
are
We
all
had our
humans.
struggles. It's not that easy. But one thing I always tell my husband is there was a way God also preserved us.
Yeah.
Because there were times that we don't even mind crossing the line. But there is a way God will structure it. There's something which shall happen that
That will hold you back.
Yes, so I will give it to God first, that there was a way God preserved us for each other.
Yeah.
Then also, I would say my upbringing. So I had values from home.
Values from home.
That
Can you hear that coming up again? Homes where parents take their time to train their children appropriately. Those values and trainings inculcated into them get to direct their path later in the future when parents are no longer there.
So I had values from home that helped my conviction, because it's also a personal conviction that helped my conviction. So the parental upbringing too cannot be overemphasized.
Emphasized.
Then also, like he said, the environment is so much structured. He wasn't living alone. He had a lot of so-called brothers that they were living together in
With
the room.
him.
Yes, with him.
She also has a sister.
My sister was also living with me in school.
So the environment was
Yes.
not even
Was not even
conducive.
conducive.
So one of the ways to keep yourself pure, one of the ways to prevent yourself from doing the things you don't want to do when you are in relationship is to ensure you don't create a conducive environment to allow the happening of such things.
Yes, so the environment was not conducive for such, and the way the church is, we are as in everything church. So we had church programs. We were engaged, and it was a youth pastor right back from school. So you know how, and it's a school environment. So there were a lot of people trooping around, programs. So it was like an SU
Yes.
dating.
Yes.
Permit me to interrupt again. She said we were engaged, actively doing things for God and doing other things. That confirms that wise saying that an idle hand is the devil's workshop.
Yes.
When you have nothing doing and you keep hanging around yourself, you will cross lines you are not supposed to cross. Ensure that you are actively engaged doing something. Don't just be idle couples dating. Otherwise, things will degenerate into things you don't plan to.
So after my service, and I got a job in Lagos. So that was what even fueled our marrying early. Like immediately. It's not like we married early, but immediately after my service, we got married, because it was not like we had any money, but because I got a job in Lagos, and it was seeming like we want to be seeing each other every day. So that was when
It's
we
better to be safe than sorry.
We borrowed ourselves brain that this year we must get married, and everything has been working well to the glory of God. So I think we had to take that decision also, because if we hadn't married then, it would have given space for.
Degenerated.
What she said, Mom, is very powerful, because I had been in Lagos. So, I mean, I miss her. She's in service. So the moment she came,
The temptation will be very
we
high.
usually see, I will go and see her in camp with her parents. Sometimes
Yes.
she comes. The temptation was so high.
Was so high.
So that I didn't have a good job. I didn't have I said, babe, we have to marry.
So you have to do the right thing.
No, I have
Yes,
to.
yes.
It was a tough decision, because we actually paid. The first few years of the marriage was very tough. But we thank God we made that tough decision.
So, continue.
Yes.
As
Yes,
a virgin, what do you think maybe, okay, what was your experience like? What do you think maybe you can advise virgins in coming into wedding
Okay.
to learn or know or prepare towards?
Okay, so like we always joke, our first night was filled with excitement, and at the same time I was nervous because of that first. Well, I was looking forward to it, but then I'd already read that the first sex and the hymen breaking process, all those things. So I was filled with, it was all nerves. And also, it was also a virgin. So
Oh,
I'd not
so
selected
it
any
was
lady.
a joint virgin marriage.
yes,
It was very
Wow.
terrible.
It was
So two rookies
exactly.
in the other room.
We didn't get
Wow.
it right for 2 days.
Wow.
Yes.
So away with all these men looking for virgins. You want to marry a virgin. Are you a virgin yourself?
Exactly.
One good turn deserves another. And what is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. If you think you deserve a virgin, then that virgin also deserves a virgin. It will be unfair for the person to have kept themselves for those numbers of years, and you have lived a loose life all those number of years, and you just sleep and wake up and say you want tear rubber. It doesn't work that way. You might be fortunate to find someone like that, but to be insisting on the fact that that is what you want is not fair. Keep yourself if you want to marry someone that has kept themselves. Men could be virgins too. It's not only women that have to be virgins.
So I remember that we were feeling, are we even doing this thing right? Like for the first 2 days, we were still trying to learn how
navigate
to.
the
Talk about
terrain.
your mom. We had to go and talk to our mom.
Okay. I think mom called around that period, and she was just asking her how far. I was like, mommy, this thing
not
called
far at
sex
all.
is not. it's not movie, it's not what we see in the movie. So I remember she was now saying that you are still a rookie now. Don't worry, you soon become a professional. So what I would advise virgins, I think it is worth it. Still with that conviction, is worth it. There is it's honoring to God. It's just like you are giving out yourself. It's something that you need to be proud of. It's not how to.
So don't be ashamed that you choose to keep your virginity, even in the world where everybody is doing what they think they want to do with their bodies before marriage. Wow.
So
I
also.
also want to add to it.
Okay.
So, one of the advantages for men, I'm not speaking for women now, of being a virgin, for a man to marry a virgin, even though after I got married, having sex with my wife, I noticed that the man's body is universally the same. I mean, you have temptation with women. But because I've never tasted any other woman before,
Wow.
it's so difficult. I can't imagine it. The only sexual experience I've had with my wife.
There's no basis for
There's no
comparison
basis.
in your subconscious.
So sometimes when I'm among men, and I used to tell my wife this, when I'm among men are talking as if, they can't do without other women. I said, but it's different from me. I don't necessarily, okay, as of today, we pray that God is going to sustain us.
Amen.
The temptation is not another woman. It's not part of my problem. Even with the way God has blessed us, women is not the problem. So I think it's also there, the fact that our parents are teaching us to say abstain. Because when we get into marriage, if you have tasted several things, it's going to be very difficult.
Wow.
I've been in situations where the environment is so good, but it's not just there. It's not there.
So one thing I picked from what he said now is, when you taught yourself from the inception to delay gratification,
Yes. It's going to be
you would be able to live continually delaying gratification. Ladies, gentlemen, when you consent to your partner's demand for sex outside marriage, you are teaching them to be impatient.
Yes.
You are teaching them that they can get what they want when they want it, that they don't need to wait. And life is not like that. There are times when genuinely, due to one reason or the other, they would not be available to you sexually within the confines of marriage. But if you have taught them that they can't wait, they must have it when they want it, you have taught them that when you can't provide it, they can cheat on you.
Yes.
He's saying that because he's taught himself that way, by the grace of God, another woman temptation is not one of his challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's good to train yourself to delay gratification.
Yes, ma'am.
It glorifies God, and it also helps you to solidify intimacy in your marriage. Also, the challenges of the other woman or the other man's memory is not there. There's no basis of comparison.
No.
Or for comparison, rather. There's no basis. all you think about, all the experience you have is with the person
Yes.
with you. So there is no basis for saying you are not performing up to par because there is no other person.
Yes, ma'am. So, mommy,
And also-
if I saw that to balance it because of the audience. So, because there could be question like, so you mean that you never had anything to do with a woman? So I remember that my first kiss ever was in the university, maybe at 200 level. So it's not that there were no, oh, your sister that you hug yourself, you liked yourself, but there was not just a
It was
point.
not with me, your first
No, it
kiss
was not with her. It was with another friend, friend with benefit. So, but there was never, so it means that you could have experience of you hug, you, as brothers, you repent, you run away, but I've never, before my marriage, I've never had opportunity to sleep with a woman. And I think it's really, it's helping now. I can see it, it's helping.
And I like the vulnerability they brought to the table. Because some people will want to pretend that they are holier than thou. So what he's saying is that the temptations are always there. And once in a while, one gets carried away and one might sleep a bit. But when you realize you sleep a bit, you say, as brothers, we repent and we run back. When you realize you are sleeping, you retrace your step. Don't say, because I'm sleeping, let me go all the way. No, you retrace your step and you come back. There is no perfect human being. Everybody is working towards perfection. But don't stay in imperfection. No matter how long you've been walking in the wrong direction, the right way is still making a U-turn and redirecting you.
Yes.
Steps.
I was going to add something
Okay.
for virgins that are coming into marriage.
Okay.
So I also want to say that it's good that they discuss it with their partners, especially if their partners are not virgins.
Okay.
To discuss, it's good that they have that discussion that I'm a virgin and I've not done this before. So that when they get inside, the other partner will be able to be patient with them. Because one thing that also helped me was my husband was patient with me. Though he was a virgin, but he was patient with me. He understood. So it's good that they have that conversation so that the other partner will hold their hands and they are able to walk through part together.
I hope you are learning, people watching. So another question I might want to ask is, how did you, okay, don't let me say how did you, because you still have them, you still have parents. How are you managing in-laws and in-law interferences in the marriage?
Okay, so for in-laws, so I think number one, my wife's parents are more educated than my parents. So by that I mean my mom is not even educated at all, but my dad was, but he's late now. So our parents were already enlightened. They are also pastors, senior pastors in the ministry. So they already understand, pastors are the ones teaching people that don't go to your, so they know those things. They know the boundaries. As a matter of fact, they were the one even, you could see it in their lives. And they lived a good, they are still together. How long is their marriage now?
Over 40 years.
Wow.
So they are still together. So I didn't have a problem from that. So where we could have had problem from could be mine. But I'm a very strong person. So my mom, there are some things, I take care of her, but there are some things she can't
Please let me
bring.
make you pause there. Did you hear what he said? He knew. There is this tendency for us to want to gloss over the faults of our own family members. You hear people coming up with stories of blood is thicker than water. And they see that their own families are doing unjust things in relation to the other person's son or daughter, but they gloss over it just because they are family. However, marriages don't prosper that way. He was objective enough to know that mommy might want to overstep certain boundaries innocently.
Yes.
Because of her level of exposure or education.
Yes.
But he said that he's a strong man. He ensures that things are retained within boundaries. Please, men, watch out for your women, especially on this side of Africa, where many people believe that it's my son's house. I can do and undo. the woman has come and we can treat her anyhow. No, the woman that came is somebody's child too. The woman that came has a right to enjoy her own marriage too. The person that came also look forward to being happy in her marriage too. Don't treat her like an outsider. Don't treat her like a slave. Don't treat her like she does not matter. However you would want to be treated, extend that kind of treatment to your son or daughter-in-law. What you would want others to do to you is what you should do to them. Be a strong man in your marriage. Protect your wife from abuse, from assault, from external interferences. And I appreciate you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you for that. Lastly, I understand that the issue of sex might not be an area of concern to you. However, for somebody that's been married for 8 years, there might have been other issues here and there that might have occurred. Can you just cite one instance where something happened that could have threatened the foundation of the marriage, but you were able to weather it and you are still standing?
I think I want to allow her to talk.
Okay. So I would say that, especially our first year of marriage, because naturally, I know how to argue. I'm as in, it's not like I love argument, but if I have an opinion, I would make sure that I make my opinion known, and that it has always been like that. Even my siblings know me. And also my husband too is also someone like that. My husband too. So my husband too is
Our weakness.
I think I want to say that's our.
The two of you are opinionated.
Yeah. So if we start that, so that I think there was a particular issue I can't really place. A lot of issues that our first year, second year, we had a lot of, because we were just coming in.
Let me interrupt you. Please, this is to tell you that the fact that maybe the initial stages of your marriage is a bit rocky doesn't mean you are not meant to be together. It doesn't mean it's not meant to work. These are people talking about their first year and second year in their 8th year of marriage. That means they've long passed those challenges of the first year and second year, and they're 8 years into the marriage. And things are not as challenging as it used to be. If you are open to change, if you are open to making things work, and you are mutually putting effort, there is no challenge you are facing in your marriage that cannot be mutually resolved. Please continue.
So after we had to now sit back, because after the whole argument, we now resolve one way or the other. We shall resolve it. So we now had to sit down and really figure out how we'll be resolving issues.
That's the main point.
Yes, we had to now that if you are not comfortable with what I did, how do we address it? Do we want to be addressing it instantly so that it will turn to a heated argument, or we should wait and address it maybe when the tension is more favorable?
So you developed a modality of conflict resolution.
I was going to talk about that, yeah.
Hope you are listening. The pattern or the modality or style of conflict resolution in their marriage. Wow.
So let me add to that, because it's a very big lesson.
All right.
So the challenge was that when things are hot, so my wife, once things are hot, she takes it hot. And myself, I talk. So so then I used to talk. I would talk. I said, babe, I would now be trying to explain to her. So that justification never works. So after a while, I think by the 3rd year, we had mastered it. So I had mastered it. I said, babe. So anytime she's talking, sincerely, I tried my best. I don't talk. So once I don't talk and she comes down later, if it is the same thing for me, if I'm the one that picks an issue. So it doesn't mean that between that 3rd year and now it has not happened, but it has totally reduced. And now we know. So now when she's, sometimes I will just be laughing. She knows that. Sometimes she does, okay, as maybe you know, I can't talk. There were days where I mistakenly talk and it still happens.
And that talk will be used against him.
in the court of law.
So I say, so the good thing is that it has been mastered. It has been mastered. And another notion I want to correct, because we cannot use one rule for every couple.
That's true.
There are couples that say when you have issues, don't sleep. It doesn't work for us like that.
Yes.
So for us, if you have issue in the night, because if you raise it, if I try to raise it again, it will cause issue.
Escalate.
It will escalate. So what we do, we sleep over. It could be in the morning, I'll just go and hold her, we talk about it. So it's just about understanding, and that alone has really helped.
So what they are saying is that as a couple, in living together and in conflict management, you get to understand yourself. Be a student of each other's school when it comes to getting to understand them and to manage conflict. And apply what works for you, not what everybody is practicing. Study your partner, know how they think, know how they behave, know how they react, and try as much as possible to work in alignment with what works for them. Before I round up, this question just came to my head when you were saying the first year was rough, the first year was rough. What actually did you have on ground as at when you were getting married in the first year?
Is it financially?
So when we
Not exactly financially, maybe as assets or whatever.
When I mean, those areas, they are great areas. So when we got married, the only thing we had was just a 3-bedroom.
What was in the 3-bedroom?
I actually felt I did more than myself.
Okay.
I was using faith, so nothing was there except I married my wife. The bed that the Bible says should be undefiled was the bed my wife brought, our bed from service.
Jesus
Was what
Christ.
I didn't have bed.
You just have
It was space, and we used my mommy's wrapper, for the window.
Am I the only one hearing this? Or somebody
there were
else?
some rooms that there was nothing, there was no cover. Wow. So it was a bed that, as a matter of fact, by the way, I was virgin on our bed. In our room. It was our bed. One red bed.
Wow.
I can't confuse.
Where is the bed now?
We left it in the house. When
Yeah,
wanted
so
to pack out of the
we
house.
didn't take anything out of the house when we packed her. We gave it to people.
So, can you hear that? When they started, it was their mother's wrapper that was on the louver blades or window.
Yeah.
And all they had was the foam she brought from service. And they still decided to go ahead. And by the time they were leaving where they originally started the marriage from, God has raised them to be able to leave everything behind. They said they gave it out to people.
TV, everything.
What did you see in him that assured you that you will not suffer?
I always ask myself that question. That's why I still look at our picture today. I was like, how did I marry this man? Look at it. But I think one of the things that I saw back then in school was that he was, and let me not use the words because he's a very intelligent man.
Very intelligent.
Very brainy. In fact, the first time I saw him, he was in pre-degree. He was a tutor back then in school. So when I entered the tutorial, I saw him, he was taking the tutorials, and the way he was teaching. And I now asked somebody, and this guy, they know that he's an expedite. I was not telling that person, this person is not sounding like an expedite. His level of what he was saying, intelligence and words, his wisdom level. So he has always been a very matured person right back from school. So I just knew that, what else do I want? So when everything happened, because he was my tutor, so he knew more than me, was like a father to me even back then in school.
So what I deduced from this is that when you are searching for who you want to spend the rest of your life with, have your primary criteria and have your secondary criteria. The issue of comfort to her was secondary. The values of intelligence, wisdom, hard work, godliness and things like that were primary. And because the primary things were in place, she was willing to work together with him to put the secondary things in place. So you can't use another person's time to run your own calendar. Know what works for you, know what you are looking for, and work with it. I hope you learned a thing or two from this session. Until I come your way next time, I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you,
and I want to appreciate you people for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.